Hello again, YouTube. You got Kenny back with you on Sheepdog Preparedness. And sorry I've been away for a few days. There's been a lot going on lately, and I usually try to put out a couple of videos a week, and I fell behind here, so this is my first one in about 8 days, so sorry for the delay. Had been wanting to talk about essential oils. Ever since I started the channel, I have mentioned essential oils a couple of times and shown a couple of the things that I carry on a daily basis, so figured it was time to finally break it down and dive a little deeper on essential oils. You can see that there's a diffuser going here already. And that one has the capability of changing colors and all that for mood and whatnot, but we'll turn that off so it doesn't affect our video recording. So that's the first way that most people think about essential oils, is diffusing them. You put them inside a diffuser like this. It uses an ultrasonic method for turning the moisture into a mist. Feels kind of cool coming out, and it diffuses out into the room and has various properties depending on which oil you use. Some of them have a calming effect, some of them have an energizing effect, some of them have an antibacterial, antiviral effect to them, and we'll talk about some of those. When I first started getting into essential oils, I knew that was going to have to be a part of the overall preparedness plan, just because I had read a lot about oils, and I knew that they had a lot of medicinal and therapeutic uses. So it's an obvious thing to add to your survival and preparedness stuff. I have a dear friend who's involved a lot in essential oils, and she was involved with this company called doTERRA, and she started giving me some samples. And you can see there's a formula here for helping you breathe easier. There's an antiviral formula in here. There's a stomach formula in there that helps digestion. And then she also fixed me up with some of these muscle rub formulas. And this one is basically something that would take the place of, like, a Bengay or something like that, Tiger Balm or whatever, and there are essential oils inside this rub. I was amazed at how well it worked. It made me an instant believer. I've had an experience in using the stomach one that it was over the top as far as how effective it was, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. But for overall daily health, this is what I use right here. This is another doTERRA product. It's called On Guard. If I can get this to focus on something that close up. And this formula has, we've got cinnamon in here, clove, orange, a bunch of other things too, but this is in a bead formulation, so we can get those to come out of there. You can see they're little beads, and the essential oil is in the middle of that bead, and you basically just put one of those in your mouth. You press it up against the roof of your mouth, let that bead burst open, and it has a germ killing effect that just contributes to your overall health. I'm a believer in those things, especially at work. I do 2 of them a day throughout the work day, and there have been times where there have been numerous people down with colds and bugs and whatnot, and I breeze right through and don't catch it. So I'm a believer in this stuff just from personal use. I keep peppermint oil on hand because it has great uses for stomach. Wild orange is one of my favorites because it has a lot of antimicrobial, antiviral properties. Lemon and lime are also great as germ killers, and actually as they have energizing properties to them. You can also get your essential oils in rollers, or you can put them in rollers yourself. This is a breathe formula. It's got a little roller ball on top if you got a cold or a flu or something. And wow, I smell that already just putting that lid off. That stuff's amazing. Roll that on your chest and your neck area, and you'll be amazed at how much that stuff will open you up and help you breathe easier. This is the one that made me a firm believer right here. This is what put it over the top for me. I have horrible gut issues and have had stomach problems for many, many years. This Digest Zen formula has, what all is in this stuff? I'm trying to look at the label here. The main ingredient is peppermint oil, which is known to help your stomach, and there's other stuff too, but it's in a roller formulation. If you get a stomach ache, wherever it's hurting, you take that lid off and roll that on your stomach. And believe it or not, folks, it actually makes the stomach ache go away. It's the craziest thing you've ever seen. It works. I can tell you from personal experience, these things work. I've used them. I use them daily. My daughter uses this stuff on a daily basis to help out with many different things. She diffuses hers a lot and uses them in other topical ways too, as far as applying them. I carry my favorites around with me. I've got a little pouch that carries favorite oils in there, and that way you've always got them with you at your fingertips. Look into essential oils. Do your research on them. Find out what you would need to add to your kit according to what your ailments are. Whether you're needing something that's a mood enhancer, something to help your energy, whether you have stomach issues or sore aches and pains, muscles, or whether you're just wanting something just for overall health, as far as, something like the On Guard stuff, which can also be bought in an oil form, not in just these beads. You can get it in the oil, like in the bottles that you can diffuse into the room to help keep your family well. You don't have to necessarily do doTERRA products. There are many companies out there. I do recommend that you stick with something really good like doTERRA. They have a great reputation for having the most pure and the best ingredients sourced from the best locations around the world. You can buy essential oils at Walmart and everywhere else. I'm not sure about the purity and the quality on some of those, so do your research. I'm going to also put a link down below to a little book that's handy called Essential Oils A to Z. I think you buy that book in like a 10-pack for $10 online. And you basically just grab that book whenever something ails you, whether it's anything from sore throat to menstrual cramps to stomach troubles. Look it up in that book. It's in alphabetical order by the ailment, and it'll tell you which oils you need to use to treat it and how to do it, whether you ingest it or apply it topically. And sometimes you do both. So look into adding essential oils to your kit, folks. I think you'll be happy if you check into these, not just to preparedness and survival uses, but just for daily uses for your overall health. When you get into an SHTF scenario where you may not have access to immediate health care, you don't have a chance to get to the pharmacy because pharmacy doesn't exist anymore, you're going to have to take a lot of this medicinal stuff into your own hands. And God gave us on this earth what we need to take care of ourselves. And unfortunately, big pharma has worked its way into everyone's lives and gotten everyone hooked on their concoctions of poison and chemicals, which that's what goes into making most medicines, is chemicals. So stop putting that poison into your body and start using what's naturally on the earth that God gave us to use. We'll see you on the next video, folks. Thanks for watching as always. Appreciate you sharing and subscribing. We're getting close to 100 subscribers. I greatly appreciate that. We'll talk to you next time. Are you ready?